Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, the channel where we cover the most important crypto news in just 5 minutes. Back again with another crypto update. And today, I'm giving you guys a small update on Solana, as the price had a very interesting pump and dump today. Now, actually, it was mostly a dump, but funny enough, it was for a very beautiful and bullish reason. So there's a ton of articles written about it. You can see here Solana popularity skyrockets while Bitcoin and Ethereum flatten, and also that the Solana weekly institutional inflows have actually beaten those of Bitcoin and Ethereum, as Solana investment products attracted nearly $50 million worth of inflow last week. But what basically caused it to do so, quote unquote, bad today was that Solana mainnet beta encountered a large increase in transaction load, which peaked at 400,000 transactions per second, which obviously is insane and crazy, but that's again why I'm saying the amazingness is what caused its demise. Now, these transactions flooded the transaction processing queue, and lack of prioritization of network critical messaging caused the network to start forking. This forking led to excessive memory consumption, causing some nodes to go offline. Engineers across the ecosystem attempted to stabilize the network but were unsuccessful. The validator community elected to coordinate a restart of the network. The community is preparing a new release, and instructions will be posted in Discord. So, like a couple of people and I were talking about earlier, it's pretty crazy, I guess, that Solana can handle these transactions per second. These speeds are just insane. And the fact that it went down because of it, okay, I mean, it's a byproduct, I guess, of trying something so amazing, right? So freaking amazing. Now, of course, they've decided to put up some new updates and whatnot, and things basically are going to get better from here. So if they couldn't do it before, well, they sure can in the future at least, right? Because they learn from their mistakes. But it definitely got a lot of people off guard. It caught them off guard as they didn't expect Solana to go through such trouble and go down for a little bit. But the Solana network says it's seeing intermittent instability, but its SOL token is holding steadily. And to be honest with you, that's mostly, I think, because people didn't know what was going on, why it was down for a couple of hours. But basically, once more, the long story short is they just got so ridiculously active that they couldn't handle it. Isn't that fun? Quote, "It has some interesting technical features, but realistically, Solana hasn't been fully tested in a live setting," end quote, said Stra Savic, head of data and analytics at Front Financial. Quote, what we are likely seeing is the experimental nature of blockchain tech playing out," end quote. And I think that mostly has to do with the fact that Solana is pretty new to the space. Even though they've been around for a long time, it is still pretty new. And the fact they've grown so ridiculously much in a short amount of time. And again, there's going to be a lot of people and there's going to be a lot of times where there's just entities or things testing the limits of your project. And right now is again one of those limits, and if you weren't prepared for it, you go down or something happens. The same thing basically happened with Coinbase every so often. Let's say that Coinbase pays for servers that can handle upwards of 10 million people a day, as an example, right? And they reach about 1 million people a day on average, with outliers to 2 million if it really gets crazy. So they're prepared for 10 times the traffic on a normal day in a bull run, for example. But what if on that specific day of a big bull run or a big crazy announcement, they all of a sudden get 400 times the inflow, or 40 or 80. So instead of 1 million to 10 million people then, which they could have planned for, they all of a sudden get, for example, 100 million or 20 or 50 million. You guys get the picture, right? Or 1,100. You guys get the idea. Well, you weren't prepared for that. You weren't paying for that, because otherwise, how could you have known, right? I mean, same thing for Solana. How could they have known that it was going to go so exponential, so crazy? And this is a really big learning lesson, I guess, for it all, because I personally think things are only going to start getting better from here. It's all beautiful, guys. I've said before, it's all love, it's all progress, I should say. And once more, I'm happy with all the progress that we're seeing, and I can't really complain. So even though the price went down just a little bit because of it, ultimately, I think it's a very, very bullish thing, guys.